Hello, everyone. Great to be live with you. We're featuring an apparently racist high school in New York today. It's the High School for Law and Public Service in Manhattan, New York City. Uh, I am told that 8 white teachers were forced to leave the school in 2020 alone. And now 13 teachers have left. There's only 10 left. And that the principal apparently has a lot of white spite. She hates white people. In fact, it's not just the teachers who are impacted, but white students and basically non-Hispanic. Apparently, she's not a fan of Asian students anyway, either. What is going on? We are going to jump into this, bring on a former school staffer to talk about this. So before we jump into it, shout out to the sponsor of my coverage. Would you survive a year-long power outage? It's more likely to happen than you might realize. Terrorist groups, foreign countries, and other evil individuals have been waiting for the opportune moment to attack U.S. soil. Unfortunately, our country has a major weakness, and these groups are learning about it. The weakness is our power grid. An attack on the power grid would cripple our country and leave us without power for years. On top of that, add space debris, asteroids, climate-related catastrophes, and near record-breaking heat to realize the power grid is more at risk than ever before in history. This is why I've turned to Dark Age Protection. No survival guide on Earth will prepare you for what's in store in the coming months the way that Dark Age Protection will. It's an expertly written survival book that guides you through the step-by-step actions that must be taken to ensure your survival over the coming weeks. Anyone without this life-saving information is putting their lives at risk and are unlikely to survive weeks, much less years, through power outages or blackouts. Every viewer of this video is eligible to get the Dark Age Protection Survival Guide, but only for a limited time. You'll miss this if you wait too long. Get your downloadable copy now before it's too late. Hit the link down below, darkageprotection.com. There you go. With that being said, let's get into what is happening at the High School for Law and Public Service. Hello, Giovanni. Giovanni is a former guidance counselor at this apparently racist school. Tell me about the racism that you witnessed.
Well, hello, Ivory. Thanks for having me. This all started back in the year 2021 after we went back to the building from being remote because due to the pandemic. I remember the principal had asked me to conspire with her in helping her to get rid of my colleague who happens to be Jewish and white. She never told me why she wanted to get rid of her. She just said that she wanted to get rid of her, and that was basically it. She asked me to find out if I had my credentials for the bilingual extension because she tried to access her, but she was told that she couldn't access her because my colleague had more time than I did. So if she wanted to access anyone, it had to be me. Therefore, she said,
so excess means like dismiss, like, oh, we have too many teachers, we have to get rid of you, right?
Right, like excess meaning that my position is no longer needed and she's going to close it.
Wow. So let's show you guys. She's actually made national news now, this racist principal, Paula Lev. This is actually a petition started by one of the students, Angel Dilawar, who I have talked to. She has over 1,000 signatures demanding change because students' educations are being impacted by this racist behavior at the school. Here it is, New York Post covering it. White spite. NYC principal conspired to oust Caucasian teachers. This is Principal Paula Lev. I reached out to her a couple weeks ago. Never heard back from her. Giovanni, did she talk about race to you or why she didn't like white people or non-Hispanic? I guess Paula Lev is Dominican, and I'm hearing from multiple sources in the school that she highly favored Hispanic students. Did she explain why that was, Giovanni?
That is correct. No, she never explained to me. I remember one day we were walking in the same direction of the hallway and we happened to bump into each other. And as we were walking, she was looking into two of the classrooms that had white teachers in them. And she said to me in Spanish, I'm going to translate exactly what she said. I'm going to get rid of all these white teachers that aren't doing anything for the kids of our community. And when she said that, I was speechless. I didn't even know what to answer.
I mean, were were the white teachers lazy, or did she have reason to say that?
Absolutely, they weren't lazy at all. I can say that as a staff member who worked with these two ladies for about 3 years to close to four, they always gave their best. The kids loved both of these teachers, and they got along well with the staff and administration. We never had an issue with either one of them.
All right, so I've got another article here now with this news coming out about how racist this principal is and that it's impacting education. Is any change happening back inside the school? I know you decided you're going to leave, but you're in contact with people still there. Is there any improvement now that she is being outed for her racism?
To leave, I was actually pushed out, and
Oh, wow.
I fought to save my position at the school, and it was all in vain. I feel that I didn't have any support from most of the staff members there that promised and pledged support to me. But at the end, I see it as a win situation because I happened to land in a much better school with a supportive administration, where I feel that I'm appreciated, I'm respected, and I'm treated as a professional. Um, from what I hear from some of my sources, things have not gotten any better at all. She continues to impose her ways on teachers and staff members alike. And not only that, but she was also able to get away with pushing out or getting rid of the union rep at the school, who she challenged to have courageous conversations about white racism.
Wow. So I am told that she had meeting. Well, you see, this article says Lev was accused by her colleagues of flagrantly, but unsuccessfully attempting to divide our school by race. Um, I am told she would have meetings with the staff and tell all white people that they are indeed racist, no, whether they agree or not, whether there's any evidence. Just by default, if you're white, you're racist. And she would allow Hispanic students to not attend school at all and zero attendance record all semester and still pass the grade. Is that true?
From what I've heard from my sources, that is true. I mean, when I last worked with her was during the year of the pandemic. So most of the kids, most of the school year was spent what they call the hybrid model, where 2 days a week they went to school and the other 3 days they were working from home, or they were either working from home remotely during the whole course of the year. But from what I've heard, yes, a lot of kids were able to get away with passing classes without ever even attending.
So, I mean, I just talked to someone else at the school who still works there. She says that 13 teachers are now gone. There's only 10 left. What is that? And majority of those teachers who are gone are white. And what does that mean for the education of all the kids there?
It's a shame because I can tell you from the year that I was excess and this year, a total of, I would say, close to maybe 30 staff members have either left on their own or have been pushed out against their own will. And, this doesn't speak great at all because it tells you that the teacher retention rate at the school is very poor and that there is something definitely wrong. And I can tell you from experience and from fact that many of the students were uncomfortable, were angered, and were upset that a lot of the staff members were either pushed out or were made to leave against their own will.
Yeah, I was also told that there was a meeting kind of a Zoom meeting for everyone to talk about improving the school, and teachers and students who objected to the racism were shut out of that meeting. They could not even log into the meeting to share their thoughts on it. I want to bring up this statement from Angel Dilawar, who is she is Asian, but that she's also, she's saying that their racism is against anyone who's not Hispanic or Black. Actually, Hispanic and Black are highly favored in the school. You don't even have to go to class, and you'll be doted on, and then the other students, they're shut out of certain things. Anyway, Angel was not able to appear on the show today, but she wanted to send this statement. Let's see. It says in part, quote, "Our school community has been deteriorating since our current principal, Paula Lev, took over following the retirement of our former school principal." She goes on to say you may already be familiar with some issues, such as the absence of staff and student communication, poor teaching staff, and the improper use of finances, lack of acceptable administrative action on student-teacher issues, extreme focus on school beautification rather than student education, exclusion of non-Hispanic students. If you're not Hispanic, you get excluded. Manipulation of legal procedures, nepotism, racism, corruption, and obstruction of student access to education. Wow. So, let's see. How do I take this down? There. Oop. Okay. So it appears to me that the principal does not care. She's still in power. Is there anything that anyone can do in a situation like this? And is it more widespread than just this school? You being in New York City.
From what I hear, we're not the only school that is going through such a issue. There are other schools that have been going through similar issues, or maybe even worse. But I can tell you that, from the actions that have been taken, not only on my part, but also on other staff members that are no longer there, from former staff members, nothing has come about. I filed a complaint with the Office of Equal Opportunity. Nothing ever came of that. Till this day, I haven't heard back from them. I also filed a complaint with the Department of Human Rights, which I am still waiting to hear from. I had to hire my own lawyer to fight this case, and not much has been said on behalf of the Department of Education or the Office of Equal Opportunity, or the Department of Human Rights.
Perhaps this is just one of the many reasons parents are unenrolling their students. I covered that earlier last week. Enrollment is down 4%, to more than 2 million students just unenrolling in public school. What's your thought?
That's probably one of the reasons. I know that the High School for Law and Public Service, before Principal Lev took the helm, always had a register of about 500 or more students. I was told that last year alone, the register at the school fell below 400, which was kind of shocking to me. And supposedly this year, the number's even much lower. So I think a lot of it has to do with, the reputation that the principal has built for herself. And not only that, but word gets out. So, probably from what students have been saying to their friends and, just their former schoolmates and whatnot, word is out that, this is not a school that they should attempt to enroll or register.
Wow. Yeah. Teachers say critical race theory is in place. They have critical race workshops. And I will link the petition down below from Angel Dilawar, who wrote that petition. And, this just shows, some people believe that only white people are racist, but it's true. Certain people are racist against white people. All racism is bad.
I think that she thought that because I am of Dominican descent, I was going to be part of her team and, just join her in establishing her goal. But, that's not how I was brought up. And I was always taught to stand by what is right and do right. So she didn't see me as one of her own. If not, she saw me as siding with the white people. So because of that, of that matter, I think that's one of the many reasons why she decided to come after me. Because our former principal, Nicholas Politis, was like one of the greatest administrators and leaders I could have ever worked for. There was never any issues of race. There was never any issues of anything that has been brought upon by Principal Lev. He was admired, he was respected, he was looked up to, and he treated everyone with respect and as what they are, professionals.
Wow, what a shame! What a shame that it is de-evolving like this. Thank you so much, Giovanni, for coming on and updating us. Keep me updated on how this plays out. Okay.
I sure will. Thank you for having me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.